Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Inshallah, in this video, me and my friends will be presenting on topics of multiple intelligence theory and its application of high order thinking in teaching, and application of I think or mind map in teaching. Before we go further, let me introduce the presenters of this topic, which is me. I am Nurul Aisyah binti Kamal, my friends Khalida Adibah binti Abu Zarim, and Afifah binti Muhammad Nasir. Multiple intelligence theory and its application. So this theory is proposed by a psychologist and professor of education at Harvard University, which is Dr. Howard Gardner. He began develop this theory after spending time studying with two different groups of normal and gifted children and brain-damaged adults. He defines intelligence as the capacity to solve problems or to create products that are valued in one or more cultural settings. Based on his study, he believed that people have multiple different ways of thinking and learning. Thus, he introduced eight multiple intelligence in his theory. These are the eight multiple intelligence of Howard Gardner's theory. First, bodily kinesthetic, interpersonal, verbal linguistic, logical mathematical, naturalistic, intrapersonal, visual spatial, and musical. Now we go through one by one. Okay, first, linguistic intelligence, or we can say it as word smart. This intelligence, it involves the ability to comprehend words while reading, writing, or speaking. So the characteristic of the learners that have this intelligence, they are very good at writing stories, memorizing information, and reading. They also can understand words better and manipulate the structure of language. And they also enjoy reading, writing, and speaking so that they have large of vocabulary. Thus, this person learns fast by writing, talking, saying, hearing, and seeing words. Okay, so these are the some of the activities that include in this intelligence linguistic. First, by storytelling, class debating this and discussing, or write creative writing like poem, script writing, and use humor like telling jokes or jokes writing. So this intelligence also get effect on teaching, like the teacher will stresses a curriculum that develop language by reading, writing, and hearing. Okay, second is logical mathematical intelligence, or number and reasoning smart. Okay, so this intelligence, it refers to the ability of the learner to use reason and analyze to solve problems. The characteristic of this learner, they are often skilled at identifying patterns to develop answers to a question, good at investigation and scientific process, best learn by logic, and good strategy. And activities that a teacher can do in the class, like involve a lot of equation that have problem solving, that a question that needs a reasoning, analyzing, and including the numbers, rational thinking, and so on. So the teachers, if the teachers use this logical mathematical intelligence in their teaching, the teacher tends to concentrate on concepts that are both logical and abstract. So the example of a person or famous person that we know in this world is Albert Einstein and Bill Gates. This person have this logical mathematical intelligence. Third, it is bodily kinesthetic intelligence or body smart. This intelligence, the learner are able to use one's body to learn and solve problems through physical experiences such as mimicking and touching. Okay, so we can see the word of kinesthetic, we know that this learner cannot stay quietly in one place. Oftenly or usually, the learners that have bodily kinesthetic intelligence, they are very active person in class, or maybe they are active in sport and so on. So, okay, the characteristic of this intelligence is it involves carefully moving and controlling your body. They often succeed in hands-on activities rather than theoretical assignments. So, this learner will be get easily bored if they learn just only the theoretical without hands-on or without activity that they need to move. Okay, so they tend to have excellent high-end coordination and dexterity. Dexterity is like a ketangkasan. Okay, so the teacher will encourage the student by experiential learning and have lots of movement in class. They will the student will be enjoy. They can active in the classroom, and it may be challenge to both logical learner and intrapersonal learner. Okay, so the activities that can be used in the classroom is like teacher can experiment or acting activities, or maybe go to the field trip, sports, martial arts, and so on. Okay, next, it is a visual spatial intelligence or picture smart. Okay, this in visual spatial intelligence, like brain's ability to is actually a brain's ability to perceive and interpret visual stimuli. And we can see that what they can see in their environment or their surrounding, they can interpret what they see. Okay, so the characteristics of this intelligence is they are good at visualizing things. They are aware of the space around them and skilled at manipulating in creative or innovative ways. They are often good with direction like maps, charts, videos, and picture. Just give these activities will they will get excited if they get do in the classroom. Okay, so the activities that teacher can use for this visual spatial intelligence is by using mind mapping techniques. Okay, so mind mapping techniques will be presented by Afifa. Okay, so teacher also can use guided visualizations like verbal imagery, like storytelling, so that storytelling or storytelling, so that they can imagine what is the situation, how the story works, and so on. And usually the learners of this intelligence is love painting, love sculpting, or that um, regarding about artistic activities. So the tasks and also the tasks that involve hand-eye coordination. Yeah. Okay, next is musical intelligence. So the person that have this musical intelligence, they tend to have a good ear for rhythm and a sense of patterns, and they're good at thinking in patterns, rhythms, and sounds. We can give example like composer of the song, lyric songs, they have this intelligence. Okay, so the activities that are suitable or can the teacher do in the classroom is that allow students to create sounds about a topic, Like maybe we teach about river, or in Malay we say sungai. So we can sing, uh, we can make or ask them to make a song that related to the topic of river. Okay, next, teacher also can use an instruments or instrument sounds in their teaching and learning process, and also allow for music composition. It is same like create song about the topic, or maybe ask them do a performance in the classroom. Okay, so the teacher that using this intelligence in the classroom in or in their teaching and learning processes, they will tend to have a relaxed classroom, but may find it harder to relate to those students that does not have this intelligence. Okay. Okay, so next is the interpersonal intelligence. Okay, interpersonal. We easily can get remember interact. Okay, so this person is refers to the ability to interact with others. They are able to interact with others in a healthy and meaningful way. They can be introverted or extroverted, but they're often good at making and maintaining friendships. This intelligence is, I think, we can say that this is basic in teaching and learning process, especially in this 21st century learning, because um, we need the collaboration work, right? Okay. So the activities that suitable for this interpersonal intelligence like provide plenty of group work opportunity, involve the collaborative group work, and also using effective communication, um, two ways lah, students and teachers, or students with students, or other. Okay. Okay, so next is intrapersonal. This is intrapersonal in is contrary with the inter a person can make a friend, can interact with other people, while intrapersonal is self-smart. It involves their own self. So intrapersonal intelligence is defined as the ability to understand and analyze your own emotions, actions, and beliefs. Okay, they tend to enjoy self-reflection analysis. Okay, so this person is they always interact with uh, himself, herself, their self. Okay, they tend to enjoy self-reflection and analysis, including daydreaming, exploring relationships with others, and assessing their personal strengths. So the activities that suitable for this person is like a lot of plenty of self-reflection. Um, let them make or create blogs, journals, and essays on personal things. Inshallah, they will be good at this. Okay, or we can ask them create a reflection journal. Last but not least is naturalistic. Okay, which is nature smart. This characteristics is the ability to identify and distinguish or differentiate among different types of plants, animals, and weather formations found in the natural world. They are more in tune with nature and are often interested in nurturing, exploring the environment, and learning about other species. In other words, that we can say that they are interested with natural world, okay, not just in class. They love nature. Okay. So the activities that include in this naturalistic intelligence is by observing nature, go on nature walk like hiking, camping, etc. And also ask them to recognize types of plants or anything that related to the nature, and have a classroom plant or animal pets. I think this is maybe not suitable in Malaysia for animal pet in the classroom, but plant okay maybe. I think naturalistic intelligence commonly used in science subject, yeah, because yes, more to nature, right? Okay, application of multiple intelligence theory in the classroom actually give a lot of benefits to the teachers and also the students. Okay, which is this theory inspire teachers and educators to explore more the new ways of teaching that can enhance learning process among students. And this theory also can promote, enhance the learner skills and strengths, and it focuses on an active learning in the classroom because teachers teach including or according to their student needs. But however, um, I've read that there's also a criticism or weaknesses of this theory, which is like it is it is difficult to implement this story in a large number of students. And also teacher need to implement before teacher implement this theory, the teacher need to study um, about their student background so that the teacher will can use any suitable multiple intelligence in their teaching and learning process. Yeah. And also teachers need to expert or need to study more about these eight multiple intelligence. Yeah. hmm I think that's all from me. Now I pass the floor to Khalida Adiba binti Abu Salim. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Khaita Adiba binti Abu Zarim, and now I will present about the application of HOT, or we call it higher order thinking, or Kbat, kemahiran berfikir aras tinggi in teaching. Now we will get to know what is Kbat. Kbat is kemahiran berfikir aras tinggi, or we call it HOTS, higher order thinking skills. And Kbat is what is HOTS? In Bloom's taxonomy, 1956, revised by Anderson and Krathwohl in 2000, HOTS stands for higher order thinking skills, which we analyzing, evaluating, and also creating. And the definition of HOTS are cognitive processes or skills that can be categorized as remember, when we understand and apply, analyze and evaluate, and also until we can create something based on our own understanding, by Anderson and Krathwohl 2001. And according to Malaysian Education Blueprint in 2013 to 2025, HOTS is one of the 6 key attributes needed by every student to be globally competitive, which means every student will have knowledge skills, will have thinking skills, and leadership skills, bilingual proficiency, ethics and spirituality, and also national identity align with the national educational philosophy. Now let us see the aims and importance of integrating HOTS into schools teaching and learning. As we all know, fostering higher order thinking skills is an important aspect of teaching students at all stages of their lives, and these skills make students effective problem solver and form the building blocks of critical and creative thinking on a wider scale. And these skills also can enhance students' cognitive skills and abilities in learning. Besides that, having a higher order thinking ability is essential in order to meet the growing demand for highly intelligent and professional workers in the future. For example, when they have higher order thinking skills in action, they will be able to compare and contrast, and they will be able to draw in conclusions and also be a problem solver. When they know how to analyze, synthesize, or evaluate information, they can apply that information to new problems. And they also can have their own attempts to solve the problems in a metacognitive sense, to see if there are any ways for them to improve in that way too. With higher order thinking skills, students get to apply and solve any problems in their life. If they were to stuck in any problems, they can think uh, of a new attempts to solve problems, and any ways for them to improve in their lives. And they also will become more motivated to learn, because when have they apply higher order thinking skills, they will be able to look at the bigger picture, and they can put all of that into their own words, and in doing so they put many different higher order thinking skills to evaluate their work. And besides that, they will be able to see the connections of what they learn and what they apply in their lives. For example, when a teacher in an elementary schools, a teacher might ask their students to come up with simple analogies and similarities, or to explain how one thing is like another. In high schools and college, the same principle is at work in essay writing. For example, a teacher or professor might ask for students to compare and contrast two entire novels with each other. In either format, students uses their abilities to analyze, evaluate, and also synthesize information. On top of that, higher order thinking skills also give learning a meaning to students, especially when they are using cognitive thinking, and they apply them in their life, and they will be able to analyze and come up with new ideas and new types of knowledge, and they will mostly and likely use creativity and imagination and create something new and apply them beyond the classroom. Next, the image above visually demonstrates the level of Bloom taxonomy for teachers planning their lessons and units using higher order thinking skills. Overall, there are 6 levels in Bloom's taxonomy, and the first level, we start from below, is to remember. Example, activities at the remembering level, we suggest memorizing a poem, recall state capitals, remember mathematic formulas, and among the verb that we use for remember are to describe, relate, tell, and also find. The next one is the second level. We go to the above is to understand. For examples, we use to discuss, to explain, and to predict. And for the example activities at the understanding level is to organize the animal kingdom based on a given framework, illustrate the difference between a rectangle and a square, or summarize the plot of a simple story. And the third level is to apply, which we use verbs such as to use, to illustrate, to complete, and also to solve. And example activities at the application level is to use a formula to solve a problem, to select a design, to meet a purpose, reconstruct a passage of a new law through a given government or system. Next, the fourth level is to analyze, which we use to identify, to compare, to explain, or to categorize. And the example activities at the analysis level is to identify the parts of democracy, explain how the steps of the scientific process work together, and to identify why a machine isn't working. And the fifth level is to evaluate, which we state to decide, to prioritize, to rate, or to justify. Which the example activities at the evaluation level is to make a judgment regarding an ethical dilemma, interpret the significance of a given law of physics, illustrate the relative value of a technology innovation in a specific setting. And the last one, and we call it the highest one, the higher in Bloom taxonomy, is to create. The highest level is to create. For example, we use to create, to imagine, or to design, or to plan. And the activities at the creation level is, for example, is to design a new solution to an old problem that acknowledge the previous failures, or to delete the least useful arguments in a persuasive essay, or writing a poem based on a given theme and tone. And all these six levels of Bloom taxonomy is very useful for teachers to create assessments, or to simplify an activity, to help personalizing learning, and many more, because it simply provides an order for cognitive behaviors, and it also can be applied to almost everything in learning. Active participation of students results in effective learning and teaching, which students respond, they will give more ideas, suggestions, and also thoughts about what they are thinking and what they are feel, and they will ask for further explanation, whether they are agree or disagree to views, comments, and answers given. They are able to express their ideas and new thoughts about some issues, and they can provide further reasons and explanation to their answers and questions. Higher order thinking skills also can actively involving students in learning and teaching, especially they will be able to participate in classroom activities actively, because they are likely become more outspoken and more responsive towards new thoughts and ideas, and they will likely be able to interact with each other intellectually, and ready to accept any suggestions and thoughts from their other friends and classmates. And lastly, they are more confident in giving ideas and present themselves in public, because they have many knowledge and about some issues that happen around them. Last but not least, let us see what did curriculum development divisions do to integrate HOTS into teaching. Firstly, they integrate creativity and innovation into one of the elements across the curriculum, which are element merentas curriculum EMK. And secondly, um, they introduce a new program called writing. After this, Sister Afifa will explain about application of writing, and it is likely come out with some recommended thinking tools. For example, 6 thinking hats, like the tools that we use for thinking, and also mind mapping kits, and the others. I think that's all from me. We will pass to Sister Afifa for the floor. Thank you.
So, hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Kbat binti Muhammad Nasir. For now, I will continue to explain about the application of I think or mind mapping in teaching, which is use thinking maps in teaching. How to use thinking maps in teaching. So for the first one, I will explain about the meaning of thinking maps. So what is the meaning of thinking maps actually? So based on the article Hurley 2009, so thinking map is the language of a graphic pattern. So a graphic pattern is related through fundamental thinking process. Why it's related with thinking process? Because thinking maps highlight the cognitive skill, for example, like defining the content. If like you use the map, this type of a map to define the content, and also comparing and contrasting the facts, and also you write a note to describing qualities, and also this for classifying something of fact and sequencing of fact, and also you write a note by using this type of maps to showing the cause and effect something fact, and also to see the analogies. So by thinking maps, students are able to elaborate their learning and understanding. So thinking map involve high order thinking, and yeah, it's involve high order thinking skills, which is include Benjamin Bloom's taxonomy of thinking. So this thinking related with 6 type beta cognitive skills that we learn in Benjamin Bloom's taxonomy thinking, which are high order thinking and low order thinking skills. So for the low order skills, which is include knowledge first, like know the fact, and also comprehension and application. While for the higher thinking skills involve analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. So there are many research proof that thinking maps are really helpful students in learning. One of the example in study or in research based on study IDEC 2015. So they examine the practicability thinking maps to like the practice use the 8 type of graphic maps to foster student ability to express their idea orally in English. So they use tree map and flow maps. So tree map and flow maps were integrated with speaking activity. So from the result, thinking maps help students to generate idea, expand their ideas, and express their feeling and idea with orally. So students feel more confident and deliver their speech in more well-structured and well-told content. So it shows that thinking maps really help students to be constructive, which are to make explicit connection among thinking, what they are thinking, and then the meaning of the fact that they had learned, and they learn, and then they write the notes with using these 8 of graphic maps. What are the 8 of graphic maps? For the first one, circle maps and bubble maps, and then double bubble maps, and also tree map, and then flow map, and then bridge map, and bridge brace map, and then the last one, multi-flow map. For all these maps have their own function. For the first one, circle map. Circle map for defining. So this map helps students to generate relevant information about the topic, which is represented in the center of the circle. So for the circle, you write the main topic, and then for the around circle, you can write the you can write the definition of the topic. And then this kind of map is usually used for brainstorming and deepening the content. And then for the second maps, bubble maps. Bubble map for describing. So the bubble map is used for describing things using adjective. So for the center, you can write the topic, and then you can just describe about the topic using the bubble map around the center. So it helps students to develop their ability to identify qualities and use descriptive words. And then for the third maps is the double bubble maps for comparing. For comparing. So this map is designed for compare and contrast two different things. And then for the middle maps, you can write down the similar between two facts, between two things that you want to compare. So students can use this kind of map when they want to examine similar and different qualities. For the fourth map is tree maps. So tree maps for classifying. It can be used to classify things and ideas. So student will learn to create general concept or main ideas at the top of the tree, and the specific detail for supporting ideas in the branch of below. So you can use this map for the topic of Haji, maybe, because we learn about Haji and there are many types of Haji. So you can write down the type of Haji at the top, and then about the Haji, and then the specific detail about each of Haji at the below, each below branch of type of Haji. So for the fifth maps is brace map. So for brace map, for the whole two part. So this map is designed to analyze the physical object. It is to show the component parts of physical whole. This map encourage the students understanding on how determine physical boundaries. So maybe you can use this map for to write notes about the part of body that wudu, part of body that you want to describe, the part of body that you apply for wudu. And then for next map is flow map. Flow map describe sequencing. So this maps is used for show order or sequences, circle, timeline, action, steps, stage, and direction. So yeah, this map you can use for step to take off wudu after first read the dua, and then wash hand, and then all of this. And then for the seven maps is the multi-flow maps. Multi-flow map is for causing and effect. So this map is used to show the cause and effect relationship. The center is more important event, and then the left side is used the left side is to use to write about the cause, and then the right side is to write about the effect of the fact. So for the last map is bridge maps. So bridge maps for analogies. So this map is used for creating and seeing interpreting analogies. So these are 8 type of maps, so teacher can use this type of map in teaching to write not more specific but have informative. So this is for the example that teacher use this type graphic pattern, a graphic pattern in Islamic teaching. So that's all for me. I hope these maps can help you in teaching in future, inshallah.